No boys were raped in the making of this video.
So reads the clan history of the Wilderness Guardians. It was around July of 2003. The Wilderness Guardians had never been spoken of, and his lordship had not yet pressed his feet against the damp earth of RuneScape. The large PKing clans of the time, including Damage Incorporated and RuneScape Dynasty, had long been exerting their force upon the wilderness. It was at this time that the Sabres sat on the anti-PKing throne alone. It was them that brought forth the seed of anti-PKing as we know it, and later in that year the Wilderness Guardians would bear it and nurture it into the concept we all know today. While the Sabres in all their pride strive to challenge PKers, they were unable to expand the concept of anti-PKing. This July, a small boy by the name of John adopted the alias of Lord Zin and took his first steps in Lumbridge. A few weeks later, Lord Zin brought to RuneScape another member of his family, his lordship. His lordship was, like every other new RuneScaper, lacking the knowledge of the game and the levels to back it up. Having ventured into the wilderness several times to explore, he only met inevitable doom. His lordship decided that dying for no reason was unfair, and the wilderness was only a place that reaped evil in the form of bullying. Being a witness to several PKers, name-calling, backstabbing and threatening, his lordship decided to take action. Blind of full ambition, he began his clan with a single post on Rune Village entitled, "Read this if you hate PKers." At the time, his lordship believed all PKers were bad, and did not realise the hypocritical nature of his intentions to PK PKers. The post was reproduced several times because it was locked due to high levels of flaming. Nobody at the time expected the Wilderness Guardians to last more than a few days. The very first explanation of anti-PKing was explained in this document as a rebellion against all those who killed innocents, innocents being non-PKers. Anti-PKing has since changed. Anti-PKers and the Wilderness Guardians now recognise the importance of PKs in the wilderness. The clan clock began ticking on December 6, 2003, as we received 30 members over 48 hours. And I've lost my place. The clan was only a success because of the idea of anti-PKing, which was brand new. If the idea had not been original and popular, WG would not have succeeded. This first site was an avid gamers site and hosted our first members, who averaged about level 35. On day 3, Sum41XX was appointed leader because he posted the most. The first raid happened on an Australian winter morning at 8 a.m, which was a mild summer night for the Americans. We lined up in a straight line outside Falador West Bank. Our clan smither, Doxter, was capable of producing full steel armour. Most of our clan members were unable to produce their own armour, so we entered the wilderness in full steel armour, taking steel two-handed swords, remembering this was RuneScape Classic. Having no food, our members began picking cabbages at the monastery. We travelled up to level 4 wilderness above Edgeville, where half our clan died to a level 40 PKer in adamant armour. That raid had 7 people present, and lasted for no longer than 15 minutes, and we ventured nowhere above level 15. It is now a tradition for the clan to simulate this first raid on the clan's first anniversary. It was at this time that our famous raid rule number 1 was set down. Under no circumstances is a member of this clan allowed to kill a non-skulled player. And before I finish, I'll just give you some interesting facts from the time. This was the end of 2003. Interesting fact number 1. His lordship did not choose his name because he was expecting to run a clan. Oh, how boring. God. Remember, I wrote this history when I was 16, so it obviously sucks quite bad. Interesting fact number 2. The clan name was originally the PKPKs, which changed to the Wilderness Guardians, a name his lordship would later regret, if only he had let someone else pick it. Cape colour wasn't decided in the beginning. We went through many colours, including yellow, but we decided on purple.
Whether it's a true story or not, that's up to you, if you want to believe it. I don't know if anyone here heard it before, so... Okay. Okay, so at my school we have a faculty advisor that are assigned to, well, they're assigned by your last name, and the faculty advisors help students with their scheduling, general questions, and etc. My advisor's name was Jess Depew, and she's pretty hot. She's like 25, and she's only been to school a few years. Anyway, I've been looking into getting an internship at a TV station or something over the summer, and the school helps coordinate these things with an intern database that's maintained by the advisor. So you basically log on with your school ID and password, and you can browse like internships and stuff. So I was having trouble logging in onto mine, so I went to see Miss Depew, and that's where all the trouble started. So I walked into the office like 15 minutes early, like an idiot, and she's in the middle of lunch. So I awkwardly make a stupid stall talk comment, and she's finished, and she says, oh hey. And I said, oh hey, what are you eating? And she said, salmon, I love it. I eat it practically every day. And I said, just salmon? That's pretty weird. And why did I say that? It was so stupid. And well, I don't know. I try to eat healthy, natural foods, you know, like wild berries and honey and stuff. And I said, yeah, I like food too. I was so nervous. Anyway, we finally began squaring my stuff away. She looks up at what I registered with the beginning of the year. This is when the crap really hit the fan. This is how the conversation went. Okay, your account name is King Randy 0, and your password is Depew is sexy. Oh shit. I completely forgot that I put that as my password at the beginning of the year. What the hell was I thinking? It was probably the longest 20 seconds of my life before I finally got the balls to stand up and leave. Just as I walk out the door, she says, in the future, you might want to bear in mind what kind of things you want to keep to yourself. I was so freaking embarrassed. I wanted to kill myself right there. I wanted to run the hell out of there, ever see her again. But something about what she said just kept me standing in her doorway. I decided to man up and apologize. I turned to her, looked her straight in the eyes, and swallowed my pride. And then it hit me like a train full of bricks. She was eating salmon. She tries to eat all healthy, natural foods like wild berries and honey. She told me that I want to bear in mind what kind of things I want to keep to myself. Miss Depew was a bear disguised as a human. Immediately, the bear saw that I had seen through its charade. It roared loudly and took a menacing swipe at me. I deftly avoided its claw and sprinted out of the office. The bear was soon in chase, crashing through the walls of the office as they were made of paper. I jumped over the receptionist's desk and ran out of the entrance. The bear followed, tossing the secretary aside like a rag doll. The bear began to pursue me through the street traffic. While I was on its way, cars veered off the road to escape the onslaught of a grizzly force that was barreling down the road. The bear was gaining fast. I had no other option but to make my way into the nearest building, a preschool. I burst through the door, startling the children from their naps. Immediately, the bear slammed through the wall, crushing a child beneath its massive paws and burying several other children in sheets of rocks and debris. I maneuvered my way through the chaos towards the back exit. The preschoolers were little more than screaming annoyance for this bear. Its massive paws cut swaths through the sea of toddlers with each swipe. I used the precious time for these children had afforded to make my escape into the playground. I scrambled up a ladder to a fort-like structure. My goal was to walk across the monkey bars and then onto a tree where I would climb to the roof of the preschool and perhaps flag down a passing helicopter. I began my trek across the monkey bars just as the bear charged outside, its teeth and claws still fresh with the blood of the innocent. It let out a monstrous roar, began its assault on the cheap wooden playset. I let go of the caution and ran to the end of the monkey bars. I leaped for a tree branch just as the bear's enormous girth into a daze. Came plowing to the structure. I grasped the branch tightly as the bear collided with the tree, sending it into a daze. I saw this as my one opportunity, not for escape, but for victory. I leapt off the tree onto the ground and grabbed a stray bar just had been shorn for the playset. The bear was slowly coming, so I had to act fast. I ran into the beast and thrusted the jagged end of its pole into its jaw and through its skull. The bear had been defeated. I shambled home in pain but victorious. But today, I returned home a champion.
Yeah,
You
epic.
fucking legend! Yeah, everyone stand up and clap for Randy.